everyone, my name is Ashley Quicken and I'm going to be talking to you about Deborah Sampson. She was a woman who fought in the Revolutionary War under a pseudonym and gender as Robert Shirtliff. So she was born in 1760. She was born to a poor family in Plymouth. Her mother was the great-granddaughter of William Bradford, which was obviously a very famous pilgrim. She was one of 7 children, and her father had likely left the family, so there really was no figure fatherhood to that family. She spent a lot of her childhood with other relatives, and eventually she became an indentured servant until the age of 18. At that age, she decided to become a teacher, and she also did weaving to earn some money. So Deborah made her initial enlistment, which was a failure, in 1782 under the name of Timothy Thayer. Lowever, upon receiving this enlistment money, bonus, what you could say, she spent it all in the local tavern. She got publicly drunk, and she was recognized by some of her higher-up officials, and she was required to discharge and to repay her bonus back. She was even had to withdraw her membership from the local Baptist church because she was such a bad figure for them to be seen with. She was excommunicated, essentially. So her second attempt was the more popular one that she became Robert Shirtliff. It was in Uxbridge, Massachusetts. She joined as a private under Captain George Webb, and she was put into service that summer of 1782. Now, there's some conflict over the date. Most historians will agree with the 1782 date, but it's up for interpretation. She was stationed in New York, which was a large Tory population. She was able to successfully conceal her gender by bandaging her chest and things of that nature. She was able to hide her gender from one of her injuries. She was hit in the head with a sword. However, ultimately, her gender was revealed when she got shot in the leg with a musket. She was taken to... Initially, she didn't receive any treatment. However, after a while, she ended up collapsing under her new general. I think it was General Patterson. And she had to receive medical attention because she had fainted with a fever. Her identity was revealed that she was in fact a woman, and she was taken to his wife and daughter for her care. She was honorably discharged, we should say, in 1873, and she was commended for her service. After her dischargement, she got married to Benjamin Gannett, and they would go on to have 3 children. She lived a typical farmer's life for the rest of her life. However, she did go on a lecture tour to speak about her experience in the Revolutionary War. So that began in 1802 and it ended in 1803. She was the first woman to actually go on a lecture tour of sorts. So Deborah passed away in 1827 of yellow fever. At this time, her husband decided to petition for the military pension, that he should be able to receive her pension. He cited her example of heroism, fidelity, and courage was an unprecedented for a woman at this time. And eventually he did win the argument, and he did receive her military pension. It is important to note that women during the Revolution held a very important role. Oftentimes, we didn't see these roles, or they were given into legends, like Molly Pitcher. Was it one woman, or was it many? Same goes with Betsy Ross. It seems like a legend or folklore, but these women all did something important for the Revolution. They created a world outside of domestic lives for women and broke into the man's world of war and politics. These women should be celebrated like Deborah Sampson was for her service. They brought devotion and love to their state, and they should be commended for that. I hope you enjoyed my little speech about Deborah Sampson. Have a nice day.